Hey there, mortals! Welcome back for another episode of Mortal Realms Monday, Mortal Realms magazine review. This week, taking a look at issue 38. And with this issue, we get 3 bases, a 40mm base, and 2 32mm bases. And those would be for Quarlock the Jailer and his cronies. So with this, obviously we got the 3 models themselves, Quarlock and his cronies, and then we do get a few extra pieces here just to put down on their bases. So you can either put them down on their bases or leave them off, do their bases in any other style that you wish, and you've got then some bits for your bit box to do some other things with. Me, I'm not too sure yet. I will take a look and decide when I come to building this. Now, one thing I will say about this is there are a lot of chains and small keys and fiddly bits. Be super careful when you are clipping these out, because I can tell you right now they are going to be super prone to snapping, especially areas like this, the centre of the chains, places like this where they are attached on very, very flimsily. So do take care when clipping these guys out. Anyway, let's take a look at the magazine. So we get Quarlock the Jailer, we get to discover chain ghasts, and we get the battle for Summersong. But before all of that, a new battle mat. Somewhere new to play. Now obviously it's double-sided. We get the stone ground type one side, and on the other side, this is too big for me to show on camera, so I'll get what I can in here. We get a pretty awesome looking cracked earth. Looks like it would have been in some kind of temple or something, and then obviously you've got these bits of gravel and stuff down and around. Some terrain pieces. I do hope that we get some of these pieces in later issues, but I don't think we will. I know that we will get this centerpiece. I have seen this, but as for these ruined pillars and stuff, and the statue of Sigmar, I'm not too sure. I don't think we will get them, which is a shame, as it means I will have to go out and buy it. But never mind. So let's put that away. Got some crackling lightning along there. That is the edge. So yeah, that is that. Right, so get off. Ah, no, don't do that. I knew it would do that. Get off. Let's just make sure none of the other, yes they are, pages. We have to be careful pulling them apart. So we got Nighthaunt chain ghasts. Chain ghasts are the cursed spirits of condemned prisoners. Facing a terrible doom, they turned to the gods for aid. As they pleaded, these poor wretches failed to include Nagash in their prayers. Oh, come on guys, you've got to remember Nagash. Anyway, sealing their fate. As punishment, the great necromancer sentenced these mortals to eternal imprisonment, binding them in manacles and chains of iron secured by enchanted padlocks. So yeah, you guys are not breaking out. Tough luck, sucks to be you. There we've got Spirit Torments. Caged Lightning. Some believe there is a link between the appearance of Spirit Torments and the Stormcast Eternals. It is suspected that Nagash has ordered them to reclaim souls he sees as belonging to him. So we've got the Realmgate Wars. Bit of history here. The battle for the Brimstone Peninsula. Long had Sigmar planned his vengeance against the Dark Gods. With his Stormcast Eternals finally prepared for war, liberation of the mortal realms could begin. On the fiery plains of Akshis Brimstone Peninsula, the heavenly hosts descended on bolts of celestial lightning. The Realm Gate Wars had begun. So where is Sigmar in all this fighting? He sends these guys over and over, renewing their spirits, probably breaking their minds as he does it, to fight and die for him, whilst he sits up there on his throne, watching, saying, I don't like you Chaos Gods, but my guys are going to fight your guys. You know, you should get involved. Go and do some fighting. So we've got a little bit of a map for the Brimstone Peninsula here, and obviously the Mordacious Sound. Oh, look at that. Thor's coming down. There he goes. He's just going to finish them all off, isn't he? Right, then we've got a bit on Skaven. Chaos. So this will go in the Chaos section of our folders. So this is the Skaven god. And as I said, when I last collected the god of the Skaven, the Great Horned Rat, did not exist as far as I can remember. It was just the other 4 gods. And now they got a 5th one. So, cunning, devious and cruel. The Skaven are a race of ratmen who gnaw their way through the mortal realms, spreading terror and ruin in the name of their god, the Great Horned Rat. These crazed creatures exist in terrifying numbers and are a threat to every living being in the mortal realms. So he's a horny horned rat then. If he's breeding that much to get that many followers. Then we got the Skaven clans. And Skaven Gnawholes. So another little bit of terrain there. So much terrain. I do like collecting terrain, but it takes up so much space, nowhere to store it. Okay, so Spirit Torment. So Crawlock the Jailer, put him together. Some components in this kit are very delicate. Okay, so we get the choice of heads as to who you want for Crawlock. And then the remaining heads are for the other 2 Chainghasts. So I'm not sure which head I'll use for who, but I am thinking possibly the one with the keyhole in his face for Crawlock. But I will take a closer look at the skulls and decide them. But as for painting this guy, check out the video in the corner. There is a link there, and you can see how I go about painting him. And I may do his other guys up at the same time. Who knows? At this point, I don't. So then obviously we've got how to paint him. Going through the different phases, adding the shades and the washes and everything else. And painting your bases after you've put a few details on there. May actually be better to paint them up and then put the guys on. Entirely up to you how you want to do it. And then we've got a war scroll for the Chainghasts. Now, does Crawlock just count as one of these? Because it doesn't mention him here. Or is he going to get his own war scroll? Did we get one previously? I can't remember now. I think we might have got one in last issue for him. But either way, this is the war scroll for the Chainghasts. Ah, so he doesn't have a cloak. His is all that. But does he not appear painted? No, he doesn't. I thought he had similar cloaks to these guys. So that poor dude's naked. Sucks to be you, mate. Never mind. Now, one thing I didn't look at, but I think it is, does he have the cage already around his body? No, he doesn't. Leave that off, guys. Paint him first, add it later. it will make painting him much easier. That's what I'll be doing. Put everything else on, just leave his cage off, paint the cage up separate, and then glue it on. I'm glad they did it like that and not that it was fitted to him. So there we go. See, now looking at this helmet compared to these two, they are different. These two have a more similar theme, and this one's obviously got that ridge line along the front of it, so I may end up using that for him and keep these two themed. Anyway, Chainghast abilities, some examples and explanations of the abilities on the War Scroll, and then a battle plan. This one is Giran 19. So it seems we've got a bit of a, obviously you guys have probably figured it out already too, I'm just speaking it out loud, but it's more of a campaign story going on through these battles as we move through the realms. Edit that out. So, deep within the ruined city of Summersong, in a temple once dedicated to the gods of order, an unholy ritual is underway. Death magic pulses from the cursed temple, seeping through the ground and infecting the jadestone-rich bedrock of the Heartwood coast. An alliance of Stormcast Eternals and Sylvaneth now descend upon the city, intent on cleansing it and returning life to the forest. Uh-oh. There we go. So, for this one, we want the Spirit Torment, 2 Chain Gasps, 15 Chain Rasps, and 9 Glaive Wraith Stalkers. For the Eternals, we've got Exandria Azure Bolt, a Knight Questor, 2 Prosecutors, and 8 Liberators. And this time we go with 3 objectives. Now, let's see, Glorious Victory. The battle continues until the end of the 4th battle round. The player who controls the most objectives at the end of the game is victorious. So obviously, you can only have one winner or the other. No ties available in this, as there are no victory points. It is just a case of control 2. Although if you control 1 each, nobody controls the middle one, then I suppose it would be a tie, wouldn't it? Anyway, from issue 41, so as I said, this is issue 38, so 2 more issues, and then from issue 41 we get to use the new battle map that we just got in this. So we will get new models, more paints, and exciting battle plans, as that will be the start of the second half of the Mortal Realms collection. So this issue comes with a new battle map for you to use in your games of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. This battle map is covered with highly detailed printed terrain showing the metallic wastelands of Shamon. From issue 41, why do I think of Michael Jackson when Shamon? But yeah, from issue 41 onwards, you will venture forth into the realm of metal. Yes, gotta love some metal. So, battling across magical floating islands and shifting plains split by rivers of molten metal. Oh, that kind of metal. Never mind. Prepare to brave the wilds of Shamon and continue the war against the dead. Now again, this is showing some 3D terrain, and I know we get this piece. And this terrain is placed obviously over where it was on the map. So I'm really hoping that we get that crumbled up broken pillars and stuff just to paint up and place down. So the reverse side, we've now got the 3 mats, so issue 4 on the right, issue 18 on the left, and issue 38 in the centre. So I'm not sure how big that will give us. I will have to take the measurements for that. I think that gives us a 4 foot by, what have we got, 2 feet each one roughly. Is that 6 foot? That can't be right. Maybe something around there. Just seems like a little bit long to wide. I was thinking maybe you'd get 1, 2, 3, 4 as such, but nah. Okay, I suppose you can lay them however you wanted anyway. Alright, so next issue, issue 39. We get the Ken Wraith. He rises from the underworlds. And issue 40, we get the Knight Azyros. And as I remember from looking him up on the Games Workshop website, he can be made into 2 different characters with his sprue. Obviously 1 of 2. But if we use a knight, is it a knight? The other winged guys, God, I'm terrible with remembering who these guys are, but you can use the body of one of them to make the alternate of one of these with the sprues. Obviously wing wise you're not going to get, yes you will get, but they are smaller wings. I thought there was an extra wing at the back then. This is head. You won't get the taller flare piece, and the wings are smaller on the other guys. But you could essentially make this guy and use the parts that come with this guy to make another one. So, like I said, that's the end of this issue, guys. Thanks a lot for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you are enjoying the content that I am making. If you have any ideas for future content that you would like to see on the channel, let me know and I will see what I can do. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, there's that button. And until next time, take it easy and keep painting those minis.